Has the 9-to-5 brainwashed you? Well, it has millions of people across the world. 85% of working adults globally feel trapped, controlled, and dislike their jobs. So why do we not do anything about it? Because we've accepted this normality of going in, Groundhog Day, being told what to do, not questioning anything, just accepting and not challenging. And this is what I want to address in today's video, is to wake you up and get you questioning, am I willing to accept what I put up with in the 9-to-5? Willing to accept the boundaries that are constantly crossed and thinking it's okay? And I'm going to share a few of the boundaries that have well been crossed and we don't even blink an eyelid at it. We just accept it and call it the norm. Mind-blowing, and that's what we're going to dive into. And we're not going to miss anything because I've got my trusty notepad. So the purpose of this video is I want you to take full control back of your life. I want you to wake up to the true possibility of living a life by design, not one that is assigned to you. Now let's dive into the brainwashing and the boundaries that have truly been crossed when it comes to the 9-to-5 and the lies that we're told that we're supposed to believe. And many do believe. It's quite shocking really that so many people actually buy into this BS of the 9-to-5 in terms of what has been normalised. So number one, suppressing your true ability and creativity in the job interview process. This is mind-blowing to me. And think about it, really let it sink in what I'm about to say. When you go in for a job interview, you sit in front of a hiring manager and it might be a 1 or 2, 3-step process. And you have to act like the only thing that you can fulfill and convince them of is the job role. You could be super creative, super entrepreneurial, outside the box type of thinking. You could be aspiring to do all kinds of things in your life. You have all these dreams and you're going for this job because you think you're going to like it. But your one purpose in that interview is just to let them know and convince them that that one job you're going to be really good at. I've had people reach out to me and I have known of many stories, and I've even felt this myself, but many stories that have come across my desk and my emails saying, I wasn't hired because I said that I was capable of too much. I was able to do this and that, and I had these big goals and aspirations to climb the corporate ladder, and I wanted to go to director level, and they never got the job and they were overqualified. It's because you're not fitting that or ticking that box. You're not robot enough. They want to hire people that aren't going to challenge their positions, people who aren't going to think outside the box. They want systematic individuals that will follow a process, that follow a VSOP of some sort and not question it. And this is where the beginning of dreams are suppressed. And this is why we're being brainwashed, because you spend 2, 3, 4 years in the system, you totally forget about these creative ideas that you had, never to be brought up again. And you fall into factory work, office work, whatever it might be, and you never explore the dreams that you once had. I just think that we've normalised that too much and it's become acceptable now. Number two, you have to become friends with your co-workers because you spend more time with them than your family. This one irritates the living daylights out of me. I've heard it so many times in the comments, face to face, via email, just group discussions where people have said, yeah, but Aaron, I have to befriend my co-workers. I have to go on social gatherings. I have to go to their weddings. I've become friends with them. I spend more time with them than I do my families. Yeah, but that's not normal. Like, why are we normalising that? Yes, but that shouldn't be normal. From my perspective, I'm thinking, and I always did, I'm in a job to earn the money. I'm aware I'm in a situational relationship. I didn't meet these people outside of work in a nice environment where we helped each other or we came across each other at the right time. I'm here because I have to work with them. I have no option. Whether I like them or whether I dislike them, whether they're my person or not my person, I still have to be here. I can't pick and choose. I don't have to befriend them just because I'm here, unfortunately, for 40 hours. And I knew that. I was like, Aaron, you're in a job because you need to float financially and just keep working on yourself, dude, until you can build that business when it replaces your income. But don't get too close. Don't reveal your goals and dreams. Don't tell too many people, because you might highlight insecurities in these co-workers who may not ever escape their job because they are systematic. They are just robotic. They have totally been crushed and suppressed to their dreams. They don't even remember who they were. They're just going through this floating Groundhog Day. So I was never comfortable getting too close with co-workers because I did want to escape. But this whole BS of, well, I spend more time with them than I do my family, isn't an excuse to suddenly become bezies, because ultimately, and this is a harsh truth, they will throw you under a bus if they had to, because they will feed their family and they will look after their family before giving a monkey's or two hoots about you. That's the truth. Co-workers will throw you under a bus in a heartbeat, despite how close you are and if you think you're bezies. Because when it comes time to feeding their families and push comes to shove, and they go home and speak with their partner about a situation that they're involved in with you, or you've called them into an investigation to support what they're saying and be a witness for them, or for you, you're not going to back them and they're not going to back you because they're going to think about their job first. They're going to look after number one because they have a family to feed. Going back to, it is a situational relationship, the workplace. You didn't meet your co-workers in a nice, friendly environment outside of work. You were forced to work with them. Remember that. So the whole, I work with my colleagues more than I see my family, is just BS. Do not fall on that excuse and class it as normal and that that's okay. We should all be working so that we can live life, not working or not living to work. Come on. Number 3, to earn more money, you have to compete for a promotion, work extra overtime, or just generally work harder and longer. No, you work smarter, which is why I have messages out there in the social ecosystem of last one in, first one out. Walk slow in your workplace. Don't work hard, work smart. Don't be the yes man or yes woman. Don't accept extra projects or step up roles. Be smarter with your time. Again, it all comes back to time. It's something you will never ever get back. Once it's spent, it's gone. You can't save it, you can't invest it, you can't make more. You can only spend time. So yes, in the heat of the moment, you might think, oh, overtime, time and a half, double pay. It's still not worth your time. Which brings me on to the other part of what's been normalised, is accepting promotions and being told you're only worth 14, 15, 16, 17 pound an hour, and people are over the moon about it. I had someone tell me the other day that they got a promotion and now they're on like 26 quid an hour, and I'm like, are you happy with that? And they were like, well, 26 pound an hour. Is that all you think you're worth? 26 pound an hour. The one commodity, the one precious asset that you have, which is time, you've accepted the price that's been put on it, 26 pound an hour. How are you happy with that? I know that we have to earn money, I'm fully aware of that, and there's nothing wrong with having a job, but don't accept someone else telling you what your per hour is worth. Go and get your worth. Educate yourself, develop yourself and build your own market and charge the maximum price for your time. The one thing you're never going to get back. Money comes and goes and it flows. Time, when it's gone, it's gone. And just accepting promotions, I just think is the biggest short-sighted normalization within the workplace. Accepting a promotion which is in a hyper-competitive environment, and the higher you climb, the more you're on the chopping board anyway, because people are biting at your heels anyway, snapping for your job role because you're going up into an acute angle. So no, you work smart. And by doing that, you actually work less. So for example, I'm out of a 9-to-5 job. I'm not in a job now. And I run my own businesses, but yes, I might have long days, but my allocation of time is far more calculated. So this is work right now, filming a YouTube. It's on a Wednesday, it's 10:08 in the morning, but it's calculated. 10 minutes of planning, and my calculated moves will take me much further than working like a 10-hour shift where kind of you're just floating about and dithering and a little task here and a little task there, and you've lost 10 hours of your time. Whereas sort of in the entrepreneurial space, you're far more calculated with working an hour here, 2 hours here, another hour here, have a couple of hours off, go to the gym, thinking time, brainstorming, then work in the pocket, another 45 minutes of hyper-focused work. You have so much more flexibility and time freedom because it's more time allocated, it's hyper-focused. And that's the difference. It's working smarter, not harder. Honestly, you're never gonna catch me putting up a shelf, digging holes. Someone else can do that, I won't do that, because I'm too aware that working smart is far more lucrative and beneficial in terms of time freedom. And that's the one goal that we all want as adults. Number 4, you have to fit in with the company and change who you are to be a part of the clique. Otherwise you stand out like a sore thumb, and then you're highlighted as the odd one, as the individual that doesn't fit into the company. This is where people struggle mentally. People have become characters over months, over years of fitting in with a company, bending over backwards to try and be liked, to fit in with the office conversation, and then they end up not really knowing who they are. I've mentioned it in other videos. I've seen big 6'6" guys cower down, and they'll be talking to you outside in the yard or whatever. Oh, the weekend, this guy came up to me in a pub, and then the graduate manager said, oh, yeah, okay, what do you need? I'll do it in a minute. Okay, thank you. Yeah, anything you need. Do you need any grapes? Any strawberries? Oh, cool. Anything I'll get you something on my break. I'll get you a Krispy Kreme donut. All right, thank you, manager. And you're looking at them like, what was that? Oh, nothing, I'll tell him. You gave me a task to do, but I'm not doing that. Hang on, you just changed. You just became someone else. I was never like that. Literally, what you see is what you get. What you see on camera right now is what you get in person. What you got in my last job. I don't change. Which is why I've never suffered with mental health issues, because I've never pretended to be anyone else other than myself. I've been very passionate in being authentic. Like I am who I am, and I'm proud to be who I am, and I'm not bending over backwards for anyone. But in the 9 to 5, it has been normalised, and that boundary has been broken, that it's accepted that you have to change character to fit in, and that weighs on people, and it catches up with them, and it affects them mentally. And then that can affect family life, outside happenings, and whatever you do outside of work, it can have a real toll. And then you feel drained and you feel burnt out because it's been normalised that you have to become a character. And then number 5, climbing the ladder and long service and being loyal secures your job. This is the biggest lie and the biggest boundary that has been surpassed and just crossed 10 times over, and we don't question it. I mean, I'm raising this issue as much as I can on my socials. The harsh reality, which I want to wake you up, and I'm not saying this is a dig, like vinegar on an open wound. You are just a number. That's it. You will be replaced in 72 hours, regardless of the service, regardless of the investment, regardless of the brown nosing, regardless of the serving the managers, sucking up to people, the bootlicking that you've done. Regardless, you are just a number, and you will be replaced no matter how high you are up on that corporate ladder. In fact, the higher you go, you will be replaced even quicker. The turnover is far quicker. When you realise you are just a number, you can start to think a little bit more calculated, a little bit outside the box. You can make smarter plans because you know that you could be on the chopping board, which allows you to pivot. It allows you to start thinking more independently, which is what entrepreneurship is. Accountability, my own streams of income. How can I protect myself? Financially, what would I do if I was on the chopping block? If I got pulled up in a HR meeting, it only takes one incident at work to go wrong. 10 years of service. You know, a story I know, someone hit a security guard, the manager got involved and recorded the attack, and now rather than being praised that they managed to get some footage to then sack the manager who started recording, shouldn't have been recording on premises. And now he, who has been there over 10 years, is going through a HR investigation. It's mad. That's a true story, by the way. The person who was protecting the security guard by getting this footage as evidence, as, for GBH assault in a workplace, that person is now going to lose their job of 10 years of loyal service because they use their phone on a non-permitted site to use your phone, only for protection and legal and evidence reasons. 10 years of service, climbed, I think he's had like 4 or 5 promotions. He's a friend of mine. Mad. But that's the reality, you are just a number. So what can you do? So we've come to the end of this point, what can you do? All these normalizations that have been accepted, which shouldn't be accepted. What can you do? Well, I just recap. Number 1 was suppressing your true ability and your creativity in a job interview. Number 2 is you have to become friends with co-workers. You don't. Number 3, to earn more money, you work harder and longer. You don't, you work smart. Number 4, you have to fit in with a company and pretend to be someone else. You shouldn't and you won't. It's just not acceptable. Be you. And number 5, climbing the ladder and long service and over-investing into a company protects you and secures your job. It doesn't. Now, what can you do if you begin to find yourself, relating to what I've just said? Start exploring finding yourself again. Start tapping back into those dreams that you had when you were younger. Like, what is it you want to do? What are you passionate about? What do you have experience in? It's fair game. Anything can be a job. Once upon a time, people would laugh at saying you could be full-time on social media. However old you are, it's never too late. Do you want to go full-time on content? You can. Do you want to be a full-time YouTuber? You can. Do you want to start a podcast? You can. Do you want to be a consultant? You haven't got to be a doctor, a lawyer, or a physio, or some formal body or an accountant to be a consultant. You can consult in lifestyle, travel, anything. Do you want to start a paid community? It's all for the taking. Start working on you. Yes, you have to have a job to pay your bills. That's fine. But apply self-mastery and learn how to develop yourself outside in the spare hours. Work the weekends. Work the bank holidays, keep grinding and grafting on yourself. Go into your job, smile and wave, do what you need to do, but don't accept these lies and these traps and these boundaries that have been broken and then go through this Groundhog Day and live the same life year after year. develop, step outside your comfort zone. Now, at the end of this, if you have got to the end of this video and it has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments what hit home, what don't you like about the 9 to 5, and what would you like your life to be? Do let me know. I read all the comments and I reply to everyone. But here's an extra little something for you. Go to the description and there is a free how to quit your 9 to 5 job. Go get that. There's loads of information. Go join my free communities. I've got free Facebook groups, or go follow me on TikTok, or go check me out on Instagram, drop me a DM, or whatever it might be. There's loads of information that I provide on how to start escaping your job. You can even book a free discovery call with me if you wanted my personal advice on how you could do that. But it is possible. Okay, there is so much opportunity and we have so much at our fingertips, which is for free, to start designing a life that you truly want, opposed to being assigned one. Let me ask you this question. Are you happy as a full-grown adult to ask for a day off? Do you like having to ask permission to take a day off? Or would you rather be doing something like this, where you can just sit here living a life on your terms? Yes, it took me years to get to where I am, but it's possible for everyone. So go and get loads of free stuff from me, all in the description. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. Let me know what you liked about this video in the comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.